Homelander, the world's most powerful superhero in the boys' universe, really sadistic, a maniac, the most powerful being on the planet with super strength, super speed, heat ray, flight, and drifting capabilities. So, in this corner that comes out from the boys section and is the most powerful and loved amongst the people, Homelander, the most sadistic person ever, who's really a wolf in sheep's clothing, who pretends to be a superhero, but outside the cameras he's really just a sadistic maniac. And is a big baby. Yeah, you heard right. He is a big baby. And on the other side, we have the Death Angels from A Quiet Place. The Death Angels coming from another planet, with their planet being exploded, and hitchhiking all the way to Earth with meteorites, being really powerful, having really powerful armor, who are blind, really sensitive to hearing, even if like putting a pencil down or throwing a pencil, they will hear it from miles away and start to run towards you at incredible speeds. Do not judge these creatures for speeds, and do not judge their armor, because their armor is what kept them alive from their planet exploding. So, who will be champion on this day? So, we're gonna put Homelander in A Quiet Place universe on day 1. So, everybody knows day 1 takes place in New York, where Vought Tower is. And where this takes place is where Homelander's gonna fight the Death Angels, and see how long he can last. Homelander, this scenario begins, let's just say, Homelander is looking out of Vought Tower until meteorites are raining down on the city. And then the city smokes. A few minutes later, Homelander is attracted to it and is using his super hearing to hear on what's happening outside. Hearing screaming, tears, and roars everywhere. Cars being thrown everywhere. Homelander looks in disbelief. What is going on down there? Homelander gets outside of the tower and flies above the sky from a safe distance so he can't get hit. But really, did he know a car was flying straight in his direction? He uses his heat ray, exploding the car before it even could hit him. Everything else went quiet, and Homelander could not see anything. He uses his X-ray vision, but yet does not see anything yet. He lands, making a sonic boom, making a crashing sound on the floor, attracting at least the Death Angels in the area. Homelander looks around, buildings being destroyed, dead bodies everywhere, wondering what could have done this. Out of his sight, Homelander's super hearing kicks in. Well, his super hearing picks up something like he's on alert because whatever's down here is really powerful and has already killed lots of humans in seconds. He puts on his super hearing, mastering his super hearing. He uses his super hearing to his advantage and listening in the area. Thanks to the loud boom earlier he just made a few seconds ago, Death Angels are heading towards his direction. Homelander can hear more than 2 footsteps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The numbers keep rallying up. Homelander looks in disbelief as he's charged by a Death Angel. A Death Angel leaps out of the fog right towards Homelander's direction. But yet Homelander uses his heat ray and blasts the Death Angel back, knocking it to the ground. There's no scorch marks or burn marks. The armor protecting the Death Angels keeps them alive. Homelander looks in disbelief. How is this thing not dead yet? Not paying attention, Homelander is grabbed by another Death Angel from the back, being thrown across the city into a building and landing on a car. Homelander gets back up to his feet and looks to another Death Angel charging towards his direction. Homelander gets ready and punches the Death Angel back. This hurting his arm because of the Death Angel's very dense armor and very powerful armor. He takes to the sky once more. He charges up his heat ray and blasts at the crowd of Death Angels below him. The Death Angels are hit by this, but do not even feel resistant. Thanks to Homelander's heat ray, they have to open their masks. They have to open their armor plates around them because it overheats. This killing some Death Angels being overheated, some Death Angels getting their head overheated because they had to open it. They couldn't take the hearing, or maybe the hearing because of the blasting sound of the what is it called? His heat vision, or the heat ray overheating their armor plates, and they have to open it up. But yet again, they did survive a planet explosion. But let's just say one of them is taken out in this attack. But there are still dozens down there. Homelander looks in disbelief as he only got one. The Death Angels now put on their super hearing and are ready to fight. The Death Angels now being more angry than ever, not even being charred from the rest. The rest look at their pack member's dead body. The pack also, they pick up on the other Death Angel's death. So they are not over excited by this and are angry with Homelander. They charge straight towards Homelander's direction. Homelander flies towards the ground, making a ground pound, hitting it down really hard. The Death Angels being in disbelief on how powerful this being is. But some Death Angels do, 3 Death Angels from all 3 sides. Homelander's not able to laser them all. He lasers one to the ground, but is still, again, not even cutting through the armor. It gets back up to his feet to join the brutal assault as they jump on Homelander, just like Omni-Man and the Reanimant. They start using their 2 arms, making ground pounds on Homelander's chest, trying to shatter his ribs. Homelander getting teamed by all 3 sides. He's being hit everywhere. The Death Angels are now hitting him and hitting him. It seems to be nothing is working. But little did Homelander know, his durability could hold so long. He could keep this up for so long, but yet he will eventually give out and die from this, a brutal assault. Homelander tries a desperate attempt to get back to his feet, but is knocked to the ground again. This now being pissing off Homelander, Homelander gets back up to his feet, and is now not overjoyed by this sight, and flies up, creating a sonic boom. Thanks to Homelander's speed and clarification in the show that Homelander was able to make a sonic boom when he, as a child, he was able to break the sound barrier. The Death Angels scream in pain as the dense sound hits their ears. Their armor plates opening up, and they're making a screeching noise, as if everything around them was shattering. Their eardrums ringing from this brutal assault of Homelander. Then more Death Angels are seen across the city, heading towards their location, being drawn to Homelander's brutal assault. Homelander looks on as he sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. More than 20 Death Angels are heading towards him. He looks in disbelief. How come? He flies towards them, lasering the buildings down. The buildings rain on the Death Angels, but yet the debris does nothing to them. Homelander, still furious from this assault, ground pounds the ground again. Thanks to the water in the subway, it's flown out, creating a massive flood in New York City, flooding the survivors and also flooding the Death Angels. The Death Angels being knocked into this subway They are now drowned to death. Two Death Angels have died from the water. Homelander picks up on the sound and water and connects the dots. But yet right now he's too injured to fight. Homelander retreats back to Vought Tower, where he can collect himself for a bit. There he picks up on his bruises on his chest, just like Clark Kent in the CW show picks up on the gas of the kryptonite and the bullets hitting him. Homelander takes a little bit to recuperate. Because this wouldn't be fair, because Homelander wouldn't survive the whole day without this. Because if Homelander kept going on like this, it wouldn't be fair. So, Homelander gets a little bit to recuperate himself. And thanks to clarification from the show, he does have super healing. His healing does kick in real fast. So, Homelander has healed from most of his brutal assault, healing from his broken nose, some broken ribs, and some of his intestines about to spill out. He felt from before, but now he's fine. Now, being nursed back to full health by his healing factor, he goes back out to NYC again, and then he looks around. Knowing that the Death Angels pick up on his sound, he needs to draw their attention. Thanks to knowing the sound again, Homelander stomps the ground with might, making a massive rumbling, attracting 5 Death Angels in the area. At least attracting he would be attracting at least 10 to 15 Death Angels in the area. Running towards the area, the Death Angels now hear Homelander's stomp. These 15 rush towards Homelander's location. Only so time could he repair. Homelander now finally face to face with those Death Angels again. The Death Angels know this will be a tough foe to face. So they now let out a cry and charge towards Homelander. Homelander doing the same and shooting his laser right at the Quiet Place monsters, hitting them and knocking some to the ground. 3 Death Angels have been knocked to the ground, but their numbers are still high. The 3 get back to their feet, only to be knocked down with another sonic boom. Homelander flies around them in circles, causing massive pain to their eardrums. They're opening their armor plates like flowers blooming in the summertime. They bash their heads against the road, just like Shimo does in pain. They get back up to their feet, but yet is met by a ground pound to the face, killing at least 2 of them in the brutal assault and 1 being killed by a brutal assault to the head. Homelander goes back and tries to ground pound one of them on the head, but their armor plates close just in time as they're being knocked to the ground. Homelander rushes to another one, hitting it with his might, again hurting his fists. And then, as 3 Death Angels come out from him again, Homelander realizes this again, the same tactic. He stomps the ground again, pushing them back. The Death Angels knew this is Homelander's super abilities. But Homelander, indeed, to keep this whole brutal assault of his up, he needs to keep working this strategically, let's just say. And then he knows their armor is very dense, so in order to push them back, Homelander charges up his laser vision, him burning his eyes a little bit, his eyes being in agony. He screams, also in agony, and letting out the biggest laser beams ever, hitting all of them, and actually wiping out the whole city. Not wiping out the whole city, wiping out the whole road, and leaving nothing but ash. And some Death Angels overheated from this attack and died. I've Homelander counts at least 6 Death Angels are dead. Only 9 remain out of the group. As he tries to catch his breath, 3 Death Angels again catch up to him, and he's hit in the face real hard, breaking his nose again. He crashes onto the floor. As he's gonna get back up, he's slammed back again. They grab his cape and throw him across the city again. Thanks to the other Death Angels arriving in time, grabbing Homelander, and are trying to bite. They break their teeth in the process, trying to kill Homelander. Homelander, seeing they're trying to break his skin, knowing it's worthless, its attempt is worthless, he breaks out, and then he punches one of them real hard in the face, at least hitting one of them out, knocking them out for a little bit, but also breaking 2 fingers. Homelander pops him back into place real quickly, as the other 2 angels jump back onto Homelander, again repeating the same process, bashing him. Homelander can only keep this up for so long. He keeps getting bashed into the wall, as then he keeps getting visions of the fight with Soldier Boy. He keeps seeing how he's brutally weak. His emotional state would kick in. The Death Angels now seeing what is happening, and knowing that the Death Angels can't see what's happening. I mean, they sense like the only part of their body that's not really protected well is their claws. As their claws getting heated up more, Homelander's charging up his laser vision and releases an ocular blast, blasting them all away. He wipes out at least 2 buildings in the process, using up most of his energy from his body. Homelander, completely depleted of energy, quickly rises to his feet and flies up, and then he flies back down, punching the ground and releasing all of the water around them. The Death Angels, taking quick notice of this, hear the water rushing towards them, but they also can't hear Homelander taking flight. Homelander takes flight and rises and flies past the Death Angels with a sonic boom, making a pop in their giant ear. Their ears being really in pain, attracting more Death Angels. But not just only normal Death Angels. The Queen Death Angel arrives to check out all of these Death Angels dead, to find the only one in America who is responsible for this. Homelander now finishing off the last 9 angels, because we need to buff Homelander at this point, because it's not going to be really fair. So Homelander now looks at the newly arrived Queen and new Death Angels as well, this time being an army of them. Homelander laughs in shock. The Queen growls and then heads towards them. And Homelander then looks at her in disbelief and says, "Have it your way then." He flies towards the Queen, pushing her back, because the Death Angels don't attack, and he's looking around in disbelief. Why is the Death Angels not attacking? Thanks to his beefy, more Homelander or Queen Death Angel, this Queen Death Angel is way more durable and can take sound way more durable as well. Homelander and Queen charge at each other, making a massive shockwave, making shocks around the city, hurting some of the Death Angels' ears. All the Death Angels crawl to the floor. This is only a duel for 2. Homelander pushes the Queen Death Angel against the wall and starts punching her very body. The Queen Death Angel is being punched, and is being kicked from it, and is being hit by everywhere. She doesn't know how this is even happening, how this human is so strong. Homelander keeps punching, kicking, and says, You're not strong like me. I'm way stronger. He punches and then kicks the queen, sending her flying into the horde. The horde sent back as well, and then they all rush towards Homelander, sensing the queen is down for the count. They rush to protect her. Homelander laughs in disbelief. He says, "We've had this dance so many times." He flies past the Death Angel, making a popping sound across its ear, making more popping sound across the other's ear. He says, "You all have to be so notably stupid to know that I cannot be killed." But here's the thing, Homelander's arrogance can get the better of him. So he charges in, making more sonic pops, but doesn't affect the whole crowd. The other part of the crowd jump on Homelander while he's in the air. Homelander, not even dodging. He was so close to dodging it, but thanks to his cape, is torn down and thrown to the floor. The Death Angels now, more Death Angels, are now pounding at Homelander's face, hitting him a lot and a lot and a lot. Homelander's uniform is being torn up, so is his skin. His skin can hold so long, now being cuts and bruises all over his body and face. Homelander tries to get out of this mess, but he can't. Reeling back, Homelander is in real disbelief of pain. His ribs, nearly all of his ribs are being shattered. Homelander, being real powerful pain, decides that it is time to kill them all. He tries to get back up to his feet, but is knocked back. All of his ribs is now being destroyed. He is now down for the count. He is now knocked out. 2 days later, Homelander wakes up again. His wounds being healed, but not all of them, thanks to the real strong attack. Homelander, now being back to nursed health, gets back up to see all of the boats fleeing and the humans being saved. Thanks to Homelander's brutal assault on the Death Angels, they had it. But thanks to the rustling and getting up from the chambers, the Death Angels are attracted once again. The Death Angels look at Homelander. The Death Angels sense Homelander's back in the area. They think it's back in an ordinary human. So then they attack the ordinary human. That seems to be him. But then Homelander catches his claw and tears off the Death Angel's arm, using all of his strength to tear it off. The Death Angel rears back in pain, as it's real painful. As then the claw is sent into its mouth, impaling its mouth and shoving it down its throat, killing it instantly. Homelander knows there are some weak spots, its mouth and its flimsy little limbs. He can easily tear apart their limbs, he thought. Thanks to their dense armor, though, it's not going to be real easy, though, shattering their armor. So all he has to do is aim for the weak spots. The top half is protected, but the other half is not. Well, the Death Angels in this process are still, powerful. They can't get their limbs torn off. Homelander rushes and yet rips off another one's arm and actually uses its claws to cut into its armor, ripping into its stomach and ripping its stomach open, all of its intestines spilling out. It reels back in pain, as then Homelander thrusts his fist into its mouth, and then goes from the top. Its head bursts open with a fist coming out of it. 2 Death Angels are dead, and 5 are heading towards it. Can't believe this is happening again. I thought they killed him. But this time it will be a final battle. Homelander, now looking at the newly arrived Death Angels again, sees that they're all battle-scarred from the last time they've met. Homelander, now ready to fight again, charges with ferocity and might in his hate. He hits them, drawing blood from them as well, knocking their teeth out. So then, he knows their weakness is water, So he flies towards the beach, attracting more Death Angels. The Death Angels follow him to the beach. Thanks to the Death Angels at the beach already, because of the guy who was carrying the cat. The Death Angels look at Homelander. They can sense Homelander in the sky. I don't know why I keep saying look, because they're blind. They all jump towards Homelander. But he moves out of the way, most of the Death Angels being drowned. They're all now in the water. Thanks to Homelander's brutal assault, since it's now day 3, and most of the Death Angels have been eviscerated from New York. All that remains is the Queen and 10 other Death Angels. The Queen and the rest of her Death Angels arrive. Seeing what has happened and transpired, all of her Death Angels are gone. She reels back in anger, challenging Homelander once again, being battle-scarred and torn apart from the last time they met. Homelander doesn't care and flies towards her. She uses her giant arms to hit Homelander in the face, knocking him to the ground, breaking his nose, grabs his cape and throws him into the water. Homelander emerges out of the water, laser vision pushing her back. Homelander flying straight into her stomach, hitting her, but also making him dizzy, drawing blood from his head. Well, not from his top head, like from the sides. Homelander hits her down and then starts punching at her. And then she tries to bite Homelander, but her teeth shatter once again, just trying biting the Homelander. She roars out for the other Death Angels to attack him, which they do. But in this process, Homelander does dodge them, and all of them, except the Queen, The Queen gets back up to her feet, just to be met with so many Death Angels impaling her. The Death Angels, having the claws stuck in the Queen, can't get it out thanks to her really dense armor. They all broke their claws just by getting into the Queen. But Homelander also being cuts up and bruises, his ribs being destroyed, and his tissue, and him being exhausted, his face being covered in blood, his eyes being red. He flies towards them with anger and kills the remaining Death Angels. Okay, that'll be the end of this this story, not story, I meant breakdown if Homelander could survive a quiet place. So, how and why would Homelander survive? Thanks to Homelander's, well, most YouTubers do pick up on Homelander, because, like, Homelander does move swiftly, and is also basically committing murders out of the public eye. He's practically a little bit smart, so he can actually piece together that sound does actually hurt the Death Angels. So this is why I do give the slight edge, and water does hurt them too. So Homelander does actually take the win for this one. He does survive this alien invasion, but will he survive a part 2? I'm not sure if I'm going to make a part 2 on this one, because this is just meant to be a breakdown if Homelander could survive. For me, it's not meant for him to survive. I was just thinking that Homelander could be one of the toughest out there to take down these Death Angels. But now how I think of it, I'm not so sure that Homelander could actually beat the Death Angels. But thanks to the breakdown and stuff, he could actually break the sound barrier. This is why the Death Angels would lose. This specific feat, breaking the sound barrier. Do you know what that means? Homelander flying across, and Homelander does actually fly all the time. He does disrupt them. So, just because of the slight edge, this is why the only reason Homelander wins. He picks up on that, and this is the only reason he wins. So, for you all Homelander fans who always keep complaining he'll lose, you're welcome. He wins this time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, YouTube, breakdown of Homelander. If he could survive the Quiet Place universe, I would think that Homelander would go out and exterminate most of them and be crowned the hero of heroes again. So yeah, he would wipe out the Death Angels. So in this universe, Death Angels failed to conquer the boys' Earth. The boys' Earth now being gone, the boys' universe being saved because of Homelander's heroic actions, but yet still annoyed. If you guys wanna see me build a Death Angel to defeat Homelander, then I'm all ears. I will build, if you guys want me to build a Death Angel to defeat Homelander, I will. So if you guys want to see that, drop a like down below and subscribe. Also, we are super close to 20 subscribers. If you guys just please could subscribe and make it to 20 subs, or by the end of this year, I want to reach 1,000 subs. And then I will shout out the people who do that, and probably listen to your ideas. So once we reach 1,000 subs, I will listen to ideas, because if this actually does succeed, I will listen to your ideas, and your ideas will become so Godzilla themed, Jurassic Park themed, boys versus the Death Angels right now. This is where I'm gonna end it. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.